Hello everyone, this is CA Mansi Vohra and on behalf of CA Sansar, I welcome you all to our YouTube channel, and today we will be discussing notifications issued by CBIC on 5th May 2020. Also, we will be discussing clarifications that were issued on 6th May 2020. So starting with the notifications, 5 new notifications were issued by CBIC on 5th May 2020, and we will discuss that what were these notifications and what were their impact. So starting with notification number 38 2020 central tax, it stated that these rules may be called the Central Goods and Services Tax Fifth Amendment Rules 2020. Save as otherwise provided, they shall come into force on the date of their publication in the official gazette. मतलब ये रूल 5 मई 2020 से एप्लीकेबल हो जाएंगे अनलेस इनके लिए कोई और डेट स्पेसिफाई होती है तो. And the Central Goods and Services Tax Rules 2017, hereinafter referred to as the said rules, with effect from 21st April 2020 in Rule 26 in Sub-Rule 1. 26 rule में stated है method of authentication, and in case of companies, DSC is used to file returns. यहाँ पे इन्होंने amendment किया और एक proviso add किया that provided further that a registered person registered under the provisions of Companies Act 2013 shall, during the period from 21st day of April 2020 to 30th day of June 2020, also be allowed to furnish the return under Section 39 in Form GSTR 3B verified through Electronic Verification Code EVC. That during period from 21st April 2020 to 30th June 2020, इस पीरियड के लिए 3B को फाइल करने के लिए वेरिफिकेशन EVC के थ्रू भी हो सकती है. Then moving further in the said rules, after Rule 67, with effect from a date to be notified later, the following rule shall be inserted. Now, Rule 67A insert तो हो गया है, but it has not been notified. Let's see what this rule states. It states manner of furnishing of return by short messaging service facility. अब क्या है कि registered person who is required to furnish a nil return under section 39 in form GSTR 3B for a tax period. Form GSTR 3B in case of nil return. Nil return के लिए इन्होंने explanation दी that for the purpose of this rule, a nil return shall mean a return under section 39 for a tax period that has nil or no entry in all the tables in form GSTR 3B. मतलब कि 3B में या तो nil या कोई भी एंट्री नहीं है इन ऑल द टेबल्स, मतलब कि जीरो अमाउंट है, वेदर इट इज रिलेटेड टू टर्नओवर और आईटीसी और इंटरेस्ट पेनल्टी. तो उस केसेस में उसको हम निल रिटर्न बोलेंगे. एंड निल रिटर्न के केस में एसएमएस के थ्रू रिटर्न फाइल हो सकती है for a tax period. Any reference to a electronic furnishing shall include furnishing of the said return through a short messaging service using registered mobile number के through हो सकती है, and the said return shall be verified by a registered mobile number based one type password facility. और जो verification है that will be done by a registered mobile number only based on OTP. But this rule has not been notified yet. So moving on to our next notification, notification number 39/2020. It is basically extension of the principal notification 11/2020. और हम इस नोटिफिकेशन को देखें सो इसमें कॉर्पोरेट डेटर्स के रिस्पेक्ट में इंसॉल्वेंसी रेजोल्यूशन प्रोसेस अगर चल रहा है तो उस केस में रजिस्ट्रेशन कैसे होगी और प्रोसीजर्स क्या फॉलो करे जाएंगे वो स्टेटेड था. सो यहाँ पे इन्होंने इसकी एक्सटेंशन में ये नोटिफाई किया दैट जो रजिस्ट्रेशन है उसकी डेट को एक्सटेंड कर दिया गया है. The said class of persons shall, with effect from the date of appointment of IRP/RP, be treated as a distinct person of corporate debtor and shall be liable to take a new registration, hereinafter referred to as new registration in case of state or union territories where corporate debtor was registered earlier, within 30 days of the appointment of the IRP/RP or by 30th June 2020, whichever is later. तो इनको अब रजिस्ट्रेशन विद इन 30 डेज ऑफ अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ IRP/RP लेना है और बाय 30th जून विचएवर इज लेटर. इसके लिए क्लैरिफिकेशन भी इशू हुई है जो इस वीडियो में हम आगे डिस्कस करेंगे. नेक्स्ट नोटिफिकेशन, नोटिफिकेशन नंबर 40 2020. इसमें इन्होंने कहा कि इन द सेड नोटिफिकेशन इन द फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ इन क्लॉज 2 द फॉलोइंग प्रोविजो शैल बी इंसर्टेड, नेमली provided that where e-way bill has been generated under Rule 138 of the Central Goods and Services Tax Rule 2017 on or before 24th day of March 2020. अगर e-way bill generate हो रहा है 24th March 2020 को या उससे पहले और उसकी जो वैलिडिटी है वो एक्सपायर हो रही है बिटवीन पीरियड 20th March 2020 टू 15th April 2020, तो उस केस में उस वैलिडिटी को एक्सटेंड कर दिया जाएगा टिल 31st May 2020, मतलब 31st May 2020 तक उस ई-वे बिल को वैलिड माना जाएगा. नेक्स्ट नोटिफिकेशन, नोटिफिकेशन नंबर 41 2020. It stated that extension of time limit for furnishing of annual returns specified under section 44 of the said act, read with rule 80 of the said rules electronically through common portal for the financial year 2018-19 till 30th September 2020. यानी कि जो पहले डेट 30th June 2020 तक एक्सटेंड हुई थी, अब उस डेट को 30th September 2020 कर दिया गया है. मतलब फाइनेंशियल ईयर 18-19 के लिए जो एनुअल रिटर्न्स हैं उनको फाइल करने का जो डेट है उसको एक्सटेंड कर दिया गया है टिल 30th September 2020. So it is a good news for professionals as well as taxpayers. They have now sufficient time to complete their workings. Next notification, notification number 42 2020. It stated that in the said notification in the first paragraph for the sixth proviso, the following provisions shall be substituted, namely, provided also that the return in form GSTR 3B of the said rules for the month of November 2019 to February 2020 for a registered person whose principal place of business is in Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir shall be furnished electronically through common portal on or before 24th March 2020. So 3B की date जो है for November 2019 to February 2020 in case registered person है जिसका प्रिंसिपल प्लेस ऑफ बिजनेस इज इन यूनियन टेरिटरी ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, सो उसके लिए डेट इज ऑन और बिफोर 24th March 2020. एंड इन केस of registered person whose principal place of business is in Union Territory of Ladakh and for the period November 2019 to December 2019, the date is on or before 24 March 2020. And in case of registered person whose principal place of business is in Union Territory of Ladakh, but period is January 2020 to March 2020, in that case the return shall be filed on or before 20th May 2020. So these were all the notifications that were issued by CBIC on 5th May 2020. And now we will be discussing circular number 13808 2020 dated 6th May 2020. In this circular, clarifications were issued in respect of certain challenges faced by registered persons in implementations of provisions of GST law. We'll be discussing issues related to Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. So इसमें इशू था कि नोटिफिकेशन नंबर 11/2020 सेंट्रल टैक्स डेटेड 21st March 2020 issued under section 148 of the CGST Act provided that an IRP CIRP is required to take a separate registration within 30 days of issuance of the notification. It has been represented that IRP-RP are facing difficulty in obtaining registrations during the period of the lockdown and have requested to increase the time for obtaining registration from the present 30 days limit. So IRP-RP को fresh registrations लेनी होती हैं. So उस केस में ये जो 30 days का limit था, उन्होंने request किया to increase that limit because they were facing challenges for obtaining registration during the period of lockdown. So गवर्नमेंट क्लैरिफाइड वाइड नोटिफिकेशन नंबर 39/2020 जो कि अभी हमने थोड़ी देर पहले डिस्कस किया, dated 5th May 2020, the time limit required for obtaining registrations by IRP-RP in terms of special procedure prescribed by notification number 11/2020 central tax dated 21st March 2020 has been extended. Accordingly, IRP-RP shall now be required to obtain registration within 30 days of the appointment of IRP-RP or by 30th June 2020, whichever is later. अभी हमने थोड़ी देर पहले डिस्कस किया, ये पीरियड extend हो गया है. Now they can obtain registration within 30 days of the appointment of IRP-RP or by 30th June 2020, whichever is later. Next issue आया whether IRP would be required to take a fresh registration even when they are complying with all the provisions of the GST law under the registration of corporate debtor, earlier GSTN. That is, all the GSTR 3Bs have been filed by the corporate debtor or IRP prior to the period of appointment of IRPs and they have not been defaulted in return filing. So, जहाँ पे रिटर्न फाइलिंग में डिफॉल्ट नहीं है बिफोर अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ IRP, so उस केस में भी फ्रेश रजिस्ट्रेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट होगी. So in this case, department came up with clarification that IRP-RP would not be required to take a fresh registration in those cases where statements in form GSTR 1 under section 37 and returns in form GSTR 3B under section 39 of the CGST Act for all the tax periods prior to appointment of IRP-RP have been furnished under registration of corporate debtor, earlier GSTIN. So अगर अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ IRP-RP से पहले सारी रिटर्न्स फॉर ऑल द टैक्स पीरियड, दैट इज GSTR 1 और 3B फॉर ऑल द टैक्स पीरियड्स हैव बीन फर्निश्ड, सो उस केस में फ्रेश रजिस्ट्रेशन लेने की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है. नेक्स्ट इशू वाज where an appointed IRP is not ratified and a separate RP is appointed, whether the same new GSTIN shall be transferred from the IRP to RP or both will be needed to take fresh registration. So जहाँ पे separate RP अपॉइंट हो गया है या अपॉइंटमेंट IRP की रेटिफाई नहीं हुई है, so the same new GSTIN वो ट्रांसफर हो जाएगा फ्रॉम IRP टू RP और फ्रेश रजिस्ट्रेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट है. सो इस केस में गवर्नमेंट ने क्लैरिफाई किया इन केसेस where RP is not the same as IRP or in the cases where a different IRP-RP is appointed midway during the insolvency process, the change in GST system may be carried out by an amendment in the registration form by changing the authorized signatory in non-core amendment and does not require approval of tax officer. So fresh registration की इस केस में रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं होगी और अमेंडमेंट होगी इन रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म by changing the authorized signatory. However, if the previous authorized signatory does not share the credential with his successor, अगर previous authorized signatory credentials share नहीं कर रहा सक्सेसर के साथ, तो उस केस में क्या होगा, newly appointed person can get his details added through the jurisdictional authority as primary authorized signatory. उस केस में जो पर्सन है वो रिक्वेस्ट कर सकता है कंसर्न जुरिसडिक्शनल अथॉरिटी को कि अमेंड किया जाए उसको एज अ प्राइमरी ऑथराइज्ड सिग्नेटरी. The new registration by IRP/RP shall be required only once, and in case of any change in IRP/RP after initial appointment under IBC, it would be deemed to change of authorized signatory. So, registration is required only once, or in case of change of IRP/RP, उस केस में amendment होगी in authorized signatory, and it would not be considered as a distinct person on every such change after initial appointment. Accordingly, it is clarified that such of change would need only change of authorized signatory, which can be done by authorized signatory of company who can add IRP/RP as new authorized signatory, or failing that, it can be added by concerned jurisdictional officer on request by IRP/RP. Then next, there were some issues regarding other COVID-19 related representations. So the issue came up that as per notification number 40/2017, central tax rate dated 23rd October 2017, a registered supplier is allowed to supply the goods to a registered recipient, that is merchant exporter, at 0.1%, provided inter alia that the merchant exporter exports the goods within a period of 90 days from the date of issue of a tax invoice by the registered supplier. So, registered supplier को allowed है supplying goods to a registered recipient at 0.1%, provided जो 90 days का period है from date of issue of tax invoice by a registered supplier वो fulfill होना चाहिए. तो इसमें issue आया कि जो exemption है provided wide notification number 35/2020, सो क्या वो इन पे एप्लीकेबल रहेगी या नहीं. सो यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट ने क्लैरिफाई किया कि वाइड नोटिफिकेशन नंबर 35/2020 सेंट्रल टैक्स डेटेड 3rd April 2020, time limit for compliance of any action by any person which falls during the period from 20th March 2020 to 29 June 2020 has been extended up to 30th June 2020, where completion or compliance of such action has not been made within such time. कि अगर compliance fall कर रही है within 20 March 2020 to 29 June 2020, सो इस पीरियड के लिए इसको एक्सटेंड कर दिया गया टू 30 जून 2020, मतलब कि 35 2020 इन पे एप्लीकेबल हो जाएगी. ऑल्सो जो नोटिफिकेशन नंबर थी 40/2017, सेंट्रल टैक्स डेटेड 23rd October 2017 was issued under powers confirmed by section 11 of the CGST Act. The exemption provided in notification 35/2020, central tax dated 3rd April 2020 is applicable for section 11 as well. So जो 40/2017 है that were issued under powers confirmed by section 11 of the CGST Act, और section 11 जो है वो उस पे एप्लीकेबल हो जाती है नोटिफिकेशन नंबर 35/2020. तो पहले देखते हैं कि 40/2017 नोटिफिकेशन में हम स्टेटेड था मर्चेंट एक्सपोर्टर्स की कुछ कंडीशंस जो उनको कंप्लाई करनी होती थी विद इन 90 डेज फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ इशू ऑफ इनवॉइस. सो इनके केस में अब ये क्लैरिफाई हो गया है कि अगर ये 90 डेज का पीरियड जो है वो फॉल कर रहा है विद इन 20th March 2020 टू 29 जून 2020, तो उनके लिए डेट एक्सटेंड कर दी जाएगी टू 30th June 2020. नेक्स्ट जॉब वर्कर से रिलेटेड इशू था दैट सब रूल 3 ऑफ रूल 45 of CGST rules required furnishing of form GST ITC 04 in respect of goods dispatched to a job worker or received from a job worker during a quarter or on before 25th day of month succeeding that quarter. Accordingly, the due date of filing of form GST ITC 04 for the quarter ending March 2020 falls on 25th April 2020. So form GST ITC 04 March ending quarter की बात करें, so it falls on 25th April 2020. तो इसमें इशू था कि वेदर एक्सटेंशन ऑफ टाइम लिमिट एज प्रोवाइडेड इन टर्म्स ऑफ नोटिफिकेशन नंबर 35/2020 also covers furnishing of ITC 04 for quarter ending March 2020. So इसमें गवर्नमेंट ने क्लैरिफाई किया that time limit for compliance of any action by any person which falls during the period from 20th March to 29 June 2020 has been extended up to 30th June 2020 where completion or compliance of such action has not been made within such time. And accordingly GST ITC 04 के लिए भी ये पीरियड एक्सटेंड कर दिया गया है. मींस क्वार्टर एंडिंग मार्च 2020 के लिए डेट एक्सटेंड हो गई है टिल 30th June 2020. So these were the clarifications which were issued on 6th May 2020. Thank you.